dude. Unless, of course, the Niners continue to have games like the Texans and then, or like last night against the Texans, and then eventually we will probably treat them like the A's. Where it's like, well, they had a game. Does any part of yesterday worry you at all? Like for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
To be honest, right? I mean, I'm generally not the one like to overreact to that, but the part of it is we haven't seen Trey Lance play that much.
Sure.
So we were told he was going to play more.
Yeah.
It's preseason. So how much is everybody really going? I don't know, but that's all we can see. And I don't think his decisions were bad. I think I can't remember the stat of what his completions were. A lot of them were what are critical of Jimmy G. Like, just dump off, dump up. That's where he was completing his passes. Anything downfield was not really happening.
He was 7 of 11.
Which isn't terrible.
For 49 yards.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was
4.5 yards.
He was also running for his life.
We talked about this yesterday. This is what he's going to see in the beginning. They're going to unleash the hounds on him from the jump, and they're going to force him to do what he did yesterday, or not to do what he didn't do yesterday.
And they didn't run. They didn't very help him there, and they couldn't stop the run as far as that part of the game goes.
Well, he was also getting a lot of pressure from the left side, which you will hope be cleared up when Trent Williams is playing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Especially one rush for 1 yard.
But there'll be better teams than that. And if you are a playoff / Super Bowl caliber team, you're going to be good all around the field. And he's going to be a critical part of that. So I feel like this year is going to be like this, where there'll be Mondays when we're back on and we go, man, Trey Lance wasn't very good this weekend. And maybe that's why they lost. Or, hey, you know what? I see what they see in him. He was great.
Right.
Jimmy G would not have made that third quarter throw, Dave, when he was on the move and threw on the run down the sideline, 30 yards downfield, on point to Brandon Ayuk going out of it. Jimmy G can't make that throw. That's probably true too. So there's going to be elements to him like that. It's just he doesn't have the reps, and the only way to get it is in preseason and in regular season games. And I thought he was just meh yesterday at best.
I think we can save everybody the mystery. There will be multiple plays this year where we go, that's a play Jimmy G couldn't have made.
Mm-hmm.
That multiple plays like that.
Both ways, though? Both sides? Like maybe Jimmy G would have thrown the ball away?
No, but that's the thing.
Or slid?
There's also going to be multiple plays where we go, oh, God, I wish Jimmy G would have he would have held on to the ball there.
Yeah.
And ultimately it comes down to, doesn't matter, because Jimmy G would have done more often than not, won the game. He would have won the game. Mm-hmm. Now, you can argue that they won despite Jimmy, or he was along for the ride. Yeah. Okay, fine. But the bottom line is this: Jimmy Garoppolo has a tremendous win-loss record with the 49ers, especially when you compare it to the 2 or 3 years before Jimmy Garoppolo got here. It's even more striking. That's ultimately the main stat that's going to matter for Trey Lance.
Yeah, I still think the DNA of this team is going to be a good defense, solid special teams, probably gets more field goals than touchdowns, which has been a problem for them. Wants to run.
Yes.
But I think if we look at the 3 to 4 year run here of Jimmy G, there would be probably 3 to 4 throws a game, maybe even sometimes down to 1 where you go, what was he thinking? If Trey Lance Trey Lance can avoid that, now there might be a more high risk play, but his college career, he didn't throw picks.
No,
he didn't throw any yesterday. Like he's had them in practice, but can they find that time in a game where when you have Mahomes or Rodgers or Brady, like, they're going to help us. They're going to save us. They're going to win this.
Right.
And I think Jimmy G was a good quarterback, a really good quarterback. But I always felt like, man, there wasn't a lot of games where I felt like he won the game for him. He didn't hurt them.
No.
You hope Trey Lance is on the more of the positive side of that.
Justin Herbert went to Oregon. Tom Brady went to Michigan. Matthew Stafford went to the University of Georgia. Patrick Mahomes, well, he went to Texas Tech, so there's that, but Texas Tech's still a huge school. Okay, Derek Carr went to Fresno State. Joe Burrow, LSU. Dak Prescott went to Mississippi State, an SEC team. Josh Allen of Buffalo, he went to Wyoming. Okay, but you're still in a semi-major conference. Kirk Cousins went to Michigan State. That's in your Big Ten. And Aaron Rodgers played in the Pac-10, Pac-12. as well. You could even go down as late as Matt Ryan, who played in the ACC in Boston College. Here's the thing. Here's why I'm bringing this up. The biggest worry I have about Trey Lance is this. Those are your top 11 passing quarterbacks last year. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean they're your 11 top quarterbacks.
Right.
I'm not saying when quarterbacks are playing in high school and they want to get letters of intent, they're not clamoring for North Dakota State. Now, maybe they're happy to get North Dakota State because there's no North Dakota State that's just in is not Alabama, USC, UCLA, Florida State, Michigan. It's not them. It's North Dakota State. Okay. When you play for North Dakota State, that means you're going to see teams that play North Dakota State. That's not generally Alabama. That's not, that's not who you're looking at. So you're asking a guy that played, what was it, 16, 17? It was something, it was below 20. I know that.
Sure. I think it was like 12 or 13 games, whatever it was.
You're asking a guy who played very few games in the big scheme of things for North Dakota State. After sitting last year and learning, so let's give him that. But here's who North Dakota State is playing, for example, this season. Drake, not the rapper. North Carolina.
Okay, so playing up.
A&T. Arizona.
Yep.
Not really known as much of a football school usually. But South Dakota. Youngstown State. Indiana State. South Dakota State. So he's playing South Dakota and South Dakota State. Illinois State. Western Illinois, Southern Illinois, and North Dakota. I'm not trying to overanalyze. Not Alabama, not Florida, not Florida State, not USC, not UCLA, not Michigan, not Notre Dame. My point is this. You're going from those defenses chasing you.
Yeah.
Those coordinators, those coaches, that quality level of football. Now, I think what a very interesting research project would be from old Jay Mars. Who are the best all-time quarterbacks in the NFL in history to come out of either small schools, Division II, or lower schools?
Yeah, and I think part of the bigger thing for me on all that is the reps.
Yes.
Like if he was a 4-year starter at North Dakota State,
better.
I think it'd be a world of difference.
Yes.
Because you can have a guy that comes out of Ohio State that played 1 year.
Yes.
But because it's Ohio,
Ohio State.
Okay.
I mean, still, you can make the argument Alabama has never had a great NFL quarterback.
No, and by the way, Ohio State doesn't do great at quarterbacks either, historically. There's a lot of those. Florida State does not do great at quarterbacks. There's a lot of teams that historically are really, really good. The University of Florida does not historically do great. In fact, all the Florida schools really look at Florida, Florida State, and Miami since 1980. Three of the top 5 most dominant schools in the country. Now count all the super successful NFL quarterbacks that have come from those 3 schools combined. It's not that high. You can count them on less than one hand. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying let's think about the one that comes to mind. Am I missing somebody? I know we got a break. Carson Wentz went to the same school, right?
No, was it Carson Wentz?
Yeah, he did.
I was thinking Carson Palmer.
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
Mixing up my Carson.
Let's all think about other historical quarterbacks
to USC.
Came from, yes, he did, from small schools. And that's my main concern with Trey Lance. He's bucking history, or trying to. We'll take a break. That's the game. Let's check in on the broadcast. Amazon had it, some familiar faces, but how did they do? And a little bit of a controversy coming out of that as well. We'll do that next.
Sactown Sports 1140.